What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games. In today's video, be showcasing how to best shiny hunt Wild Zone 20 in Pokemon Legends ZA. Of course, guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Consider supporting my channel by joining the Pan fam by hitting that join channel member button below. Wild Zone 20 is absolutely massive. You have 15 Pokemon that spawn in naturally. You have 68 Alpha Pokemon that 2 of them spawn randomly in the middle. And the starter Pokemon is what everyone wants. However, you can sometimes get them to spawn. They're not 100% spawning. And there are 4 regions of the map, and the starters only spawn in 3 of the 4, and is denoted by grass, water, and fire spawn. And of course, I would recommend getting the shiny charm before you do this. This is a post-game area. You should have the charm, especially if you're going to hunt the starters. It's going to be really brutal for the starters, even with the charm, but it's going to be way worse without it. Let's begin with how to shiny hunt the water starters. So the water types are only going to be spawning in the southeastern part. However, the beauty of this is the main fly gate right here is going to put you right here. So the water starters are the easiest of the 3 different types. Now you get Squirtle and you get Totodile. I got lucky. I actually got both to spawn. Sometimes you won't get them to always spawn. It's just how it is with all the starters in general. But they will be spawning around here. They can show up at any of the random spawn points within the water section of this area. Now, there are 2 methods to do this. Shiny hunt for the water type starters. It's sort of like an isolate, but not really. The first one is you can just fly. You can do a fly reset for them. And where this Roserade is, sometimes you can get yourself a water starter. It just depends. So if you want to do a fly reset or a fly AFK reset, if you have a macro controller, you could just do that. You don't even have to actually walk in. I'm just walking in just to give us another spawn point potentially. But you can just fly spam and hopefully get yourself a shiny Totodile or Squirtle. See, we got Totodile showing up this time and we got Squirtle. So we got both of the rare spawn points working this time around, which is really great. Now, there is another way to do this, technically AFK for the water-type starters. Also, we got lucky and we got Bulbasaur here. So sometimes you can get the grass-type starters here too, but I wouldn't count on it. The grass-type starters, they're more over here in the northeast, so I wouldn't really say this is a good way to hunt them, but it is a bonus. Now, the other method is going to be bench spamming. Now, I would recommend using this bench because it is closer to the grass area. So sometimes you will pick up a grass spawn with either Bulbasaur or Chikorita appearing. Now, this is going to be another great AFK method. If you have a macro controller, you can just leave it on overnight and bench spam. Now, why is the bench nice? The bench is nice. Not only will you get potentially 2 of the water starters and potentially a grass starter, but unlike the fly method, you don't get any of the alphas. But here, you get 1 alpha. So this bench is going to also let you roll on a shiny alpha, potentially 1 out of the 68 options that can spawn there. You won't see both of them, but if it is shiny, it's going to stay there because shinies don't despawn in this game. So keep that in mind. So this is going to be a really efficient spot to leave your game up overnight, potentially shiny hunt for 2 water starters. As you can see, we've got Totodile, Squirtle, we got Chikorita, and we also got an alpha right there. So this is a really good shiny hunting method. Unfortunately, you cannot isolate which starter you want to get with this method, but potentially 3 starters spawning is massive. So I do think this is one of the best spots in the entire game. Plus that random alpha is a nice bonus on top of it too. Next up is hunting the grass starters. And there's actually 2 different benches you can hunt from here. And I really like the bench in the north. I think this bench right here is the absolute best bench for the grass starters, because you get a nice lane of the grass area before it becomes into the water area. You get the guaranteed alpha spawn, and you get 1 Pokemon spawn in like the metal corrosion area behind you. That gives you like Garbodor, Scrafty, Aggron. So pretty decent hunts that you can do here. It's the multi-hunt. Also, this is the only bench that touches that area with those guys as well. So I just really like this spot. It's just super nice. Plus, you get the guarantee alpha. There is this bench right here, but I do think this bench is a little bit of a trap. You don't get the alpha spawn, which is very unfortunate. This bench is also too far away to get the water starter compared to the water bench that can pick up a grass starter. So you don't even get that bonus. And the spawn points are about the same for this bench versus the other benches. Like, you're still getting, like, we got the Chikorita, but that Chikorita spawn point is within range of that other bench. So I do think that the bench you should be focusing on is this one, because you just get more Pokemon spawns. You really only get 2 or 3 Pokemon spawns in general. Well, here you get like 4 or 5 spawns plus the alpha. So I do think this bench is overall the superior one. Definitely do the interior bench, because you are close enough to get that alpha to come in. And hey, who doesn't want to wake up from the bench AFK method with a shiny at random alpha in the center? That's going to be really nice. Plus, you do get 2 grass spawns at the very least. And you could potentially get the Bulbasaur and Chikorita. So, I mean, also you get a spawn right next to you, which is really nice as well. Also to note, the Gardevoirs will run away from you that spawn in the grass water area. So, Gardevoir, if it is shiny, it will flee. Say before you try to catch a Gardevoir, just keep that in mind while you're doing this method. Let's see what we get on this reset here. Anything interesting? Got Bulbasaur over there and double Bulbasaur. So, that's another, like, I just really like this area because, you know, you get the 2 nice grass spawns, sometimes 3, the guaranteed alpha, and then something from behind you. So it's pretty chill. Now, the shiny hunt for Tepig and Charmander is going to be really difficult. So they spawn at the Plaza waypoint. Now, the Plaza waypoint is a little bit annoying because 1, it's not even right at the thing, and 2, there is no bench. So there is no bench method because there's no bench. Now, we get 2 or 3 spawns by doing this method here, right? And there's a couple of ways you can do this. 1, you could just fly. If you fly spam, you will get 1 spawn. 1 spawn will appear, potentially. That spawn could be a Tepig, that spawn could be a Charmander. But it could also be a Hippowdon, it could also be a Lucario. So it's like a 50-50 and you're getting what you even want. If it even does spawn in, though, it's rough, it's brutal, but you could probably set up a pretty easy macro for this. Now, the second way of doing this is running in and then checking on all the spawns. So, see, that's the Charmander that, you know, if it was shiny, would have just stayed there. We could have fly spammed for that. So, we actually got both the Tepig and the Charmander. So, we got 2 spawns. And if I wasn't aggroed, I would have just flown away immediately, and that would have been totally fine, too. And then just fly back to reset the spot and rinse, wash, and repeat. Not a lot of fun, but it is what it is, right? So once again, to show it off. You can also do this on the outside as well, if that's more your speed. We got Tepig over there, Hippowdon, bam. So you can just keep running on the side here, make it a little bit easier. And then the third way to do this is you fly to the plaza, then you just run on the outside. You can just run on the outside and see the spawns too. Now, it's a little bit harder to see because the game has a worse draw distance when you're looking into a wild area. However, the spawns are there. You may just not be seeing them, but they are there. But it is a little bit more annoying to do something like this. You don't get every single spawn, though, by doing this one. But it is technically faster at the cost of potentially losing a spawn. Because we only got 1 spawn there, right? If I was to walk in, I would get a guarantee of 2 spawns. Sometimes 3 spawns. So there is pros and cons to each one. My personal favorite is just walking into the zone and then doing the walk around the edge. I think that method is the best way to do this fire type hunt. Just up to you how you want to do it. Fly spam, though, you could definitely make a macro and AFK it. So we got 1, we got 2. Biggest downside, though, of going in is if I get aggroed, gonna have to fly away. Lucario, the most aggressive Pokemon. Now, you can also shiny hunt both of the random alphas in the middle of the zone. And the best way to do this, outside of just AFK bench resetting for 1, is run up to the middle, get both to spawn in, then run back to the entrance because you will be attacked by something, leave to get the heat off you, and just keep rinse, washing, repeating. And hopefully you get a shiny like this. This is absolutely going to be the best way to do it, though. So we got 2 different ones this time. And just keep on doing that. I mean, it's not a horrible shiny hunt method. You technically are resetting some of the other spots that are a little bit further away. So potentially you get a shiny starter with this as well. But it's definitely not a method I would use for shiny starters. It's only for trying to get double the odds on your shiny alpha randomness. And there's 68 of them in the middle. So there's a lot of cool Pokemon you could get shiny. Sometimes you got to go a little bit further, though, because that Scolipede was super close by. So you can always just check. It's like, okay, we're far enough away. I don't see it anymore. You can always just check before you go in. And then we should be getting 2 new ones. We got 2 new ones and keep rinse washing that. I mean, technically you could fly and then go in and check, but I don't think that's all necessary because I don't see the alphas right now. So you're just going to keep doing this and hopefully it works out for you. This is going to be a brutal shiny hunt, but it's going to be fun because it's going to be purely random. Now, the last method is going to be the runaround. The runaround actually works in general for this whole zone because the zone is like 2 zones combined. It's really massive. It's like a 150 meter zone. So you can actually run around in the circle and despawn and respawn everything, which is really nice. Now, it is slow. It's not the fastest. And you will need a bob and weave to be as optimal as possible because you will, you know, respawn, despawn the alphas in the middle. So you want to touch the middle a little bit. But you also want to make sure you're not cutting too deep so you can get some of the Pokemon to respawn, despawn when they are on the complete exact other side of you, which is going to be ideal. Now, you can do this method to shiny hunt pretty much everything in the zone because you are despawning, respawning everything. Nothing is going to stay the same. You could stay on the outer rim. You can duck in a little bit closer just to try to get some of the other spawns in there. And remember, a shiny will not despawn. So as long as a shiny appears, you're going to be good to go. Now, once again, the starters are pretty rare spawns. So, I mean, this is a decent method if you just want any shiny Pokemon, but there's no way to really target anything with this method either. And that's a little bit unfortunate. You could do this as an AFK if you were to run around the edges and just have a controller that's constantly looping in a circle. You could technically shiny hunt this whole zone with an AFK method. Would it be the easiest thing to set up? Probably not, but it is certainly a possibility. But you will definitely be missing out on some things if you don't do it manually because, once again, you want to be able to cut in a little bit just to get those alphas spawned in. Then you want to run back right out so you can try to despawn them a little bit. And yeah, that's how you're going to do this shiny hunt method. And let's see what we got from the AFK bench. We did the water bench. And Water Bench has blessed me with a shiny Totodile. Oh, let's go, baby. Let's go. That's amazing. That was my preferred starter. And anything else? Oh, we got a shiny Dragalge too. No shiny alpha. So we got 2 shinies in about 2 hours of me resetting. This is the only place I did the reset, but the bench method is good. I do think this bench is the best bench because you can also potentially get a grass starter over there as well that is not a shiny Leafeon. Just double checking. But yeah, there you go. So this is gonna be relatively easy to shiny hunt, at least the water starters. Then the grass starters. The fire starters is gonna be a whole bunch of RNG and good luck on that. But hopefully you get lucky and get a shiny random alpha too. Anyways, guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Catch you guys next time. Peace out and have a great one.